You're listening to Turn On to Tech with Jeff Levy and Bonnie Jane Bentley, right here on LA Talk Radio.
And here we are. The show is called Turn On to Tech. I'm Jeff Levy. I've been around tech for a lot of years, on the radio for a lot of years. I'm the digital doctor, and I partnered with my best friend,
Bonnie Jane Bentley.
who is a consumerist.
I'm a consumerist, yes, because I ask the questions you would ask.
Yes,
I
she
am
asked the tough questions.
The non-tech.
But she asked the right questions. And our engineer and dear friend, Tyler M. Jackson. Hello, Tyler.
Hello.
You're writing stories now.
Yes.
Oh, pretty soon you'll be doing stories.
Yes.
We'll get to our guest in a moment. Every house has a vacuum cleaner, but there's so much about vacuum cleaners you just don't know. We found the right person. His name is, you say your name.
Dragan.
Louder.
Dragan.
Louder.
Dragan.
Dragan Terzu. All right. So let's talk about the show just a little bit. We're entertaining and fun. This is not a boring tech show. This is not anything like you've ever heard. We make fun of it. We're a little saucy once in a while. Are we not?
Saucy,
Yeah,
sassy.
we do. We
You
do
got
do
lost.
that.
Where are you? You're here. Okay. You have a lot of fun. We'll tell you things that you just won't find anywhere else, all in one place. If you have email questions, you send an email, turnontotech at either yahoo or gmail.com. We take them both. Or you can call us at 844-339-5333. And, of course, we do the Up on Medicine show, too. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, we have two guests today. We have Dragan, and we're going to talk to Adam Levin later. He's a big deal in the world of
Oh,
credit.
yeah.
He really is.
Oh, yeah. Good.
All right,
indeed.
so let's start with In the News. Almost said it.
Okay.
Want to go there?
No, in the news, you bet. In the nude, no.
Okay,
Not now.
not here.
Not now.
Not here.
Okay. Southern California, Edison is having a telephone scam. And that's serious. They're doing the same thing as the ones about income taxes where you owe the government money or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're doing the same thing, calling people.
They're gonna
telling
shut
them,
off
if you
your
don't-
electricity?
If you don't go and get these cards to pay us, that you're going to get your electricity shut off. We're going to come to your business. We're going to embarrass you, whatever.
And it
Not
works.
nice. Yeah, it works, and people are getting taken.
Okay, go
so,
ahead.
hit and run robberies by organized gangs. Now, this just happened yesterday morning.
They call them crash and grab?
Well, it used to, yeah, now it's crash and grab. It used to have a smash and grab, where they'd smash a window and
Right.
grab some stuff. Now it's crash and grab because they're using stolen trucks and cars to ram right through the sides of buildings or the windows of buildings and going in and grabbing all they can. And it's organized. There could be 9 to 20 people running in at once to clean out the place. And that's what happened yesterday in Chicago to a clothing store when 20 people, after they bashed out the
20
wall with
people.
an SUV, a brick wall, they got in the store, 20 people ran in and cleaned out the store.
It wasn't just a store. It was Louis Vuitton, wasn't
No,
it?
Louis Vuitton was another one that happened to
Another
them as
one.
well. But that was only 9 people that went in there. And how much did they get, Jeff?
$120,000 worth.
Yeah, yeah. And this poor clothing store, I mean, he's saying our best day is going to be Black Friday, and now I can't
It's going to
open
be
the
empty
store.
Friday. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Scary.
continue.
Okay, Burt Reynolds is auctioning 600 items, even his Golden Globe Award. So if you're a Burt Reynolds fan, go online, find out where they're doing that because they'll be gone, and he needs the money.
I wonder if he's going to auction his hair pieces.
That's really mean.
Wait a minute. No,
No,
because
it's not, because they would be valuable.
my friend did them. I have a friend that did all. He would.
So he might want to get one back.
Or he's still got a few left.
Oh, okay.
But Burt Reynolds would get on an airplane here at LAX, fly to Jupiter, Florida, to do a movie thing for a hairpiece every week. And so the authorities are thinking, here's a guy going to Florida in a tank top, no luggage, just a little box he puts up on the shelf. What is he smuggling? And they nailed him. They tried to, yeah.
Oh, how
They
funny.
thought he was,
How
what are you smuggling?
funny.
Hair pieces. Yeah, that's a true story. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I got to give you some Christmas tree buying tips.
Okay, please.
Because it's that time of year, and you want to buy early if you want to get a good tree because the good ones go. I mean, they are being delivered every day, so I don't think we have to worry too much. But you don't want a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, right? Okay.
Not unless you're the
So
dog.
If you get it early, just get one of those containers that bolts it onto the trunk and give it lots of water.
Okay.
And the thing is, with trees, size matters because the major problem people have is getting a tree home and it's too big for the space they were going to put it in. So what you want to do is measure your height and width of where you're going to put it before you go to the tree lot because they always look smaller on the lot or if you go to cut one down.
Good advice.
Yeah. And then what weight matters as well because if you buy a heavy tree, it's got lots of water in it. That means it's fresh.
Okay, good to know.
And pets
Pets.
hate blue spruce. They will leave it alone. Cats will not climb it. They will not pull down your tree.
And they have sharp needles.
That's why they don't like
There
it.
you go.
And
Blue spruce.
recut it when you get it home before you put it in the thing with the water, just like you would flowers.
There you go. Good job.
So pot shops in Colorado we're charging 80% off the first ounce of pot today.
1 ounce is 80% off?
Yeah,
Oh, there's going to be a lot of restaurants doing a lot of business.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, International Animal Rescue Organization.org is my gift idea for the day because for $78 you can give a gift to support a baby orangutan or baby sloth or baby any number of animals, and you get progress reports sent and every week, and you get to keep track of your adopted baby, and it's great for a child to get
Yeah.
as a gift because they feel like they have ownership of this animal, that they're involved in the animal's life, but they don't have to own it like a puppy.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's going on is in the Senate and in the Congress, pro means for, con means against. So, Congress is against everything. They're very dysfunctional. There is a bill that would effectively end tax-free online shopping. In other words, you have to pay sales tax on everything you buy on the internet. Right now, that's not the case. Some you do, some you don't. But Speaker of the House, John Boehner, said that's never going to happen. Never going to happen. And Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid said the legislation was on top of his list to push through, and he wants to tie it to another bill that prevents states from taxing internet access. Boehner says none of that is going to happen.
Well, wait a minute. I have very mixed feelings on this. I mean, the fact is that other big retailers that have businesses in different states have to charge the sales tax
That's
if
correct.
you're ordering online.
That's correct.
So my vitamin company that I order from, they charge for each individual state. I mean, it's not, there's only 52, how many states? I don't know.
50.
There's 52. Isn't there 52?
I say
That's
50.
weeks in a year. Okay.
No, Alaska and Hawaii were the last two additions. It's
Okay,
50.
sorry. Okay, so the thing is that it's not that much. I mean, all they have to do is look at a chart and they know, or put it on the computer, they know.
Well, it's an advantage that the internet sellers have that they don't want to give up. And the brick and mortar stores are saying we're at a disadvantage because we charge tax.
They are at a
That's what it's about.
disadvantage.
Yep.
They are.
True.
Because they've got to pay rent too.
Yep. Well, we're going to get to our guest after this next segment, Bonnie, but I want to talk a bit about safe online shopping.
No, you didn't say. Wait a minute.
Oh, what did I
Wait a
miss?
minute. You want to talk about your tech tip?
Oh, that's a tech tip. We do tech tips. Every week you're going to learn something fascinating. So you're looking on the internet, you're looking at something, and the print is very, very tiny. Mm-hmm. If you hold down the control key and tap the plus key, tap it, and it expands and gets much bigger.
It's so neat.
And the minus key shrinks it back. But if you have a mouse that has a scroll wheel on it, hold the control key down and scroll the wheel.
Really?
Yeah.
Who has a mouse with a good? Well,
There's one right here.
Okay,
Tyler,
okay,
give me
okay.
that mouse, please. This is a mouse that the
I
studio
know,
uses.
I know.
There's the scroll wheel right
Yeah,
there.
that's great. Because last week, and if you email us, then we will send you the control key shortcuts that
All
we
of them,
covered
and
last
the Windows
week,
shortcuts.
and the Windows shortcuts,
Yeah.
and this. You'll include this in the control
Yes,
key.
there are all kinds of things you can do with the control key and the Windows key. For example, you're working on something, Bonnie, and somebody walks up behind you and you don't particularly care for them to see it. Hold down the Windows key and tap the letter D. Instant screensaver, just like that.
Great.
Do it again and you go back.
Okay. I
Oh,
think we
husbands love that one.
Yeah, I think we should get to our guest.
You want to do that
Yes,
first?
I do.
Okay,
I
let's
do.
bring him on board. Tell me about your name. Where are you from?
Serbian.
Serbian.
sir.
And it's pronounced Dragon.
It's actually pronounced Dragan.
Dragon.
Well,
I
so
know,
was
I
Count
know.
Dracula. So
Right.
what? Right. So how long have you been involved with vacuum cleaners? You told me it's been a long time.
Since 1995?
1995. That's a long time.
Yes, sir.
That is a long. How did you get into it?
It was just a in-between job kind of thing. My in-laws had a business, and I was in between jobs, went to it, and just loved it. And here I am.
All right, Lonnie, let's start with, as a consumer, what's the first thing you want to know about vacuum cleaners?
Well, okay. How long do they last?
There's a lot of variances on that. One, what you're buying, is a maid using it, what kind of home it's going into. There's too many different ways of looking at that.
Okay. Okay.
a lot of variables.
But
Yes, a lot
I
of
have an
variables,
older
yes, sir.
sewing machine. I have a Bernina that I've had for years, and when I take it to
Nice.
get it tuned up, they say, hey, they don't make them like this anymore.
Right.
Are there vacuums like that that are worth repairing that are older vacuums, or is it better to buy something newer?
There is, but the older ones, they're old and they last forever, but you hate them. They're heavy. There's no tools. There's no dust control. I mean, yeah, I got a Kirby and it lasts forever. Yeah, well, you're going to hate it forever also. So it's really,
The love-hate relationship.
well, you got to love it. You bought it for $1,600.
What do you think of the Electrolux?
I think old Electrolux was beautiful. I think the new Electrolux
Another
is garbage.
$1,000
What
one.
was the one that blew into the water? My grandmother
Rainbow.
had one of those. Rainbow.
A
Yeah, she had one of
rainbow.
those.
Another gimmick. I mean, let's think about a rainbow for just a second. You take water and you fill up this little tub, then you vacuum, and now you got mud.
Yeah.
Okay, now we
Clean
take the
out
mud
that,
and we
yeah.
got to clean it and wipe it. I'm not
You
trying
gotta
to do
clog
all
up
that
your
when I'm
drains
vacuuming.
and everything else. Yeah.
Okay, so there are bag and bagless.
Correct.
What's
What?
what?
Why would you want a bag vacuum when you can get bagless ones now?
Because bagless vacuums are disgusting.
Are they?
Absolutely.
Aha.
Why?
Well, if you ever use a bagless vacuum, first of all, when you dump it, which is not a big deal, but when you dump it, it is just filthy.
Yes.
The fine particles go everywhere. It's all over you, but you don't save any real money. You spend it in filters and maintenance. There is no truly dust controlling vacuum that's bagless. You just can't have it. Imagine your old vacuum being run without a bag, what it looks like inside. That's what a bagless vacuum's like. It just stays like that. They're filthy creatures, all of them.
I like my Dyson.
Well, you have a Dyson,
when
I
it
have a
wears
You
Kirby.
also spent too much on that
Wait,
vacuum.
no, I didn't. I bought it at a used furniture store or
Okay.
something for $25. I mean, I got a deal.
if you have to buy a bagless vacuum, Dyson is probably the one to buy. But just like everything else, the stuff he first came out with is much better than the stuff he's coming out with now.
Really?
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
what brands seem to be the most reliable?
Again, there's brands that I particularly like. There's brands that I will only use.
Well, what are they?
Well, Miele, for one. Miele is...
Sounds
Miele's-
Italian.
It's German.
Oh.
Beautiful lady.
Miele is the only vacuum cleaner that I can sell a customer and we'll get a thank you down the road after they get over the sticker shock, of course. But
Yeah.
they will actually. It's not made proof, but it will. You'll enjoy using this vacuum.
What's so
what
special
some-
about it?
What are some of the other brands too?
Well, there's plenty of stuff out there. Miele can kind of go everywhere. There's Simplicity, which I like because it's an American-made company. They do really nice uprights, and for the money, they're pretty nice. But Miele is an all-around vacuum.
Well, this sounds like things that are more in vacuum stores and things like that, these brands, because I haven't heard of them.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to
That's
compete with
What
Costco
about
with the Hoovers and
no?
and
But what happens, with the types of brands like Hoovers and
The
things
known
like
brand
that? Which are
names,
the
who's
ones
got
that
the
you
good
end up
ones?
repairing the most, and which is the ones that seem most dependable?
The most efficient.
Well, most dependable. They're not going to break down, and most efficient. It's a good question.
well,
Your fan club is sending you hand gestures. Okay, keep going.
I know.
Don't let her distract you.
I'm not. Go away, honey. I love you, but again, every everything at Costco, everything at the department stores, they're all real similar. Your $100 to $200 vacuum is what it is. It's a $100 to $200 vacuum. You use it up in a couple years and you throw it away and do it again. It's called disposable vacuum
That's
cleaners.
true. That's absolutely true.
How many times
I've
are you
done
going
it
to
enough.
fix a $200 vacuum? You're not. You
No,
get
you're
one-
going to get a new one.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
they do.
But when you spend a lot of money, like a Dyson, like a Kirby,
Right.
like a name brand, then you expect to keep it 10 years at least.
Yes, you better. Absolutely.
Wow. What about pet dander and pet hair? I'll bet that's fun to clean out.
Oh,
of a
I have
vacuum.
dogs, and he has a cat.
Cat.
Have you seen our junkyard?
No.
I tell customers, look.
Oh, yes, I have.
Have you?
Yeah. On the back of their shop, there's a junkyard.
Forget what I say and what I'm selling. Forget all that. Just go look at my dead junkyard. That's what at least you know not to buy. I mean,
Okay.
Okay.
So the vacuums, they come in two classes. You get your throwaways, which are the $100 to $200 ones.
correct.
And then you get the real serious ones, like a Dyson, which is a good unit. You don't like a Dyson.
Yeah,
You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. Not a
No,
bad
I will
guy.
not. I don't like to voice my opinion about vacuum cleaners. I do like a certain type of vacuum cleaner, but to each his own as far as that goes.
Well, you're here as an expert, so we do need your voice.
But a bag only. Bagless is just, if you just would look at the vacuum cleaners internally when you take them apart, and mind you, this is from a tech point of view. I've used them all, I've had them all, I've known them all. But if you take them apart, every single piece on a Dyson and any bagless vacuum is just filthy. Just filthy, filthy, filthy. I charge for it too. If it wasn't for Dyson, I might go out of business.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So where do people
Well,
find
I'll
you?
keep mine till I don't keep it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got yours at a bargain price.
I got mine.
Somebody
yeah.
paid
Somebody
hundreds
was
for
walked in the
that.
door with it. I happened to be dropping off some things at a thrift store, and they walked in the door with this, and I said, "Does it work?" And they said, "Yes." And I said, "How much do you want for this?" To the thrift store people, and that was it.
Do yourself a favor. Just come to the shop one day. No hassle, no pressure. I'll show you the vacuum cleaner that you will absolutely adore. I'll evaluate your home. I'll put you in the right vacuum cleaner, and you'll come back later and thank me for it.
Well, that's the one thing about going to a store is you get personal service.
Yes. So that raises a question for me. Whatever you have, how often should you have routine maintenance, and what does that consist of?
It really depends. Like, example, a Miele has HEPA filters that need to be changed. The new ones will tell you when they need to be changed. At that point, you kind of want to get it serviced also, so you're not putting a new HEPA in a dirty vacuum. But it really depends on who's using it. Are they putting the bags in correctly? But a Miele and other vacuums of that caliber, if the bags are put in correctly and everything's done right, they can go years and years without maintenance.
How big is a Miele? Like,
A Miele makes uprights and canisters. I prefer the canisters because they make lots more suction than an upright
no, I
would.
mean like in terms of size.
Miele is this big. It's a canister.
Oh, okay. So,
Where it has the hose and then the power head. No more belt changes. We'll do flooring, carpet. We'll do your ceilings. We'll do it all. We'll do it with filtration. We'll do it with ease, quiet, just everything you wanted in a vacuum cleaner.
So you prefer a
Okay.
canister type. Have you had those, Bonnie?
I remember when I lived at home with my mom years ago,
Yeah, you like the canister vacuum.
and
make
they
more
were great
suction.
for going up and down stairs and things like that because you couldn't use a regular vacuum
Right.
very
Oh,
well
sure.
Right.
All right. So how do people find your store?
We're in Sherman Oaks on Van Nuys Boulevard. It's called Yellow House Vacuum.
And your website?
A Yellow House Vacuum.
ayellowhousevacuum.com. Very interesting. Who else sells Miele? Where else would you find that?
Any good store.
Really? Okay. Well, there it is. We'll have to take a look.
there. Okay.
I'll
But if
be
you
into
buy
your
the
store to
Yellow
pick up my
House-
Kirby one of these days.
And hopefully it'll be ready.
I hope so too. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
You're,
you.
you're welcome to stick around. You can wait out there. Or you can hang here with us.
Thank you very much.
All right. I think we got to get to work because we
Okay.
have Adam Levin coming up.
Okay, and we've got some stories to
Oh,
get down
boy,
to
have we got
too.
stories.
We've
Where
got
do
tons
we
of
start?
Stories.
Oh,
Okay, just under in the news is where we started.
Okay. We talked about the internet. Okay. Safe online shopping tips. Let's get that
Let's
out of the
go
way.
for it.
Holiday season, shopping online, looking for bargains, you need to minimize your risk, and there are risks. Don't send your credit card details by email ever, and don't post them on a social media, even in what you think is a private message, because it isn't. Don't give away more information than you have to. Why would a real retailer need to know details like my date of birth or my social security number? Never. If they insist on a date of birth, I lie.
Ah, good idea.
Don't ever give your date of birth. That's part of who you are in the world of your security.
Okay.
And here's a good one.
Okay.
Go ahead,
that's all right.
Bonnie.
That's all right. No, I was just wondering.
When you're through on a site, log out. Because if somebody gets a hold of your computer and it's still logged in, they're you.
Yeah.
They can spend your money. Keep your computer up to date. Your operating system, the updates, all the security things, your antivirus, all have to be up to date. Use a strong, unique password for every online store. And you and I are going to do a segment on password devices because you're getting one.
Yes, I need one.
Yes. So a strong
remember
password is at
anything.
least 8 characters. Okay. Uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and punctuation.
Punctuation?
Yeah.
Like dashes or
And question
whatever, or
marks
whatever?
and forward
Oh.
slashes. Oh, yeah. Those things give password crackers a headache. Now, another safe way to have one.
I was
is-
just thinking of funny passwords. Go ahead.
Oh, I
hot
could-
sex questionable 911.
Yes.
No, right.
Yeah, 4-hour, whatchamacallit, call 911. Yeah, he's waving. Oh, you're going to go. Thank
Yes.
you very much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you,
Most
Daniel.
informative. All right, you better go get
Bye-bye.
your,
Go get your iPad.
yeah, go get your iPad. We're going to put you to work.
Oh, yes. You're going to do some
now,
stories.
Bonnie, you can also use what's called a pass phrase. For
Okay.
example, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Comes out of a famous book. So if there's maybe something in your room that you see every time you sit down at the computer, but a phrase is harder to guess than a short password. Do you know what the most used password in this country is?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yes. You better change it.
I didn't use that.
Oh, I know. Avoid coffee shop and public Wi-Fi's if you're going to shop. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're just going to go do emails or you're going to browse the internet, fine. But if you're going to buy things, don't do it at a public Wi-Fi
Well,
unless you have.
even don't do it in a public place. People might be sitting behind you, and even if you have connection through your telephone,
That's correct.
or wherever.
Well, you
you-
just hit it. You
they
use your
can see what
Yep.
you're putting in
use
there.
your phone instead.
Yeah.
If you're going to go hang out at a Starbucks or a public Wi-Fi, use a VPN. That's a virtual private network. And if you Google it, there are several good free ones that will protect you. Because I could go into a Starbucks and mimic the Starbucks online and have people attached to
That's
my
right.
network, and
That's right.
I have complete control over their computers.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Email. Have a second email account for online shopping. Here's what I
okay.
recommend. You have a public and a private email. The public email is the one you give when you're online and they want your email because you know they're going to spam the hell out of you.
Right.
Your private
Sears
email is
or
for
JCPenney
Patty, your
if
sister.
you're doing that, or
Right,
Macy's,
right.
or
But your
who
private
knows?
email is like your sister, me, somebody. For your own private communications where you,
You
don't
have
get
a
spam.
different one that
You
they
bet.
use.
Yep. Now, make sure that a website you're shopping on has a secure connection. If you look up in the corner of your web browser, it will say http:// Then it'll either say www or something else. If the letter S appears, HTTPS,
Then it's secure?
then it's secure.
Oh, nice
Often
to know.
it has a little icon like a key and a lock, and the lock is locked. That's also another way. Another thing you can do is you can use a single-purpose credit card, which you can get from your credit card company. It's good for one purchase, one time, and it's different from the number on your main credit card. So you're not putting your credit card onto the internet.
No, wait a minute. So if you're going to make a purchase on the internet, you have to get the card from your.
But
That's
your-
an
your-
extra step. But
your,
how do you do
your
it?
bank will send that to you. We'll send you that.
Oh, you okay?
It's a card that's used one time. Then you throw it away. Trust
Okay.
me, it's a
Okay,
safety fund.
never heard of that.
Also, if you're going to buy online, you want to pay a credit card or PayPal or a virtual wallet. That's like the new Apple Pay system is going to be.
Okay.
Very, very safe. if you're filling out information to buy something, Bonnie,
Mm-hmm.
don't fall into the trap of letting the retailer keep your credit card on file. Because if they're breached, your information is breached.
Oh.
And you see all these breaches going on. Breaches? Breaches.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you get it off of file?
You contact their support people and you tell them I want it out.
Okay, because I know that one of my dad's is on file, like at Sears or something.
Yeah, well, but
Yeah.
Sears would be okay. I'm talking about online-only retail.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you
but
use
Target and stuff got breached. It wasn't just their online, wasn't it? Their in-store too.
They're in store too. That's why you
Yeah.
don't want the information
Okay,
there.
okay.
If you use a smartphone or a tablet, set up a password or an unlock pattern so
Okay.
that somebody can't just pick it up and start using it. And turn off Bluetooth if you're not using it and see what permissions are applicable and being asked for before you install any new program. It'll say, I want permission to do this as an app.
Uh-huh.
If they're doing too much, say no, you don't need that app. If you lose your device, which is horrible, if you lose an iPad or an iPhone, if you activate Find My iPhone or Find My iPad, you can not only locate it, but you can actually wipe it clean remotely. Android has the same thing. It's called Google's Android Device Manager, and Windows has one, Find My Phone. Those are very, very important. All right, that's my safe tips.
Okay,
And-
so
Tyler,
Tyler,
you're up.
Hi.
you're on, girl.
Black
So-
Friday. What did you find?
Well, I found that Apple was doing Black Friday deals for over the weekend and the holiday season. Black Friday and, well, not Black Friday, Apple and Global Health Community are getting together to fight AIDS against in Africa. With the purchase of gift cards or apps from the store, it is contribute to help out. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
They give
so-
money to help people in Africa. That's
yeah,
very
it's like
cool.
it's awareness for AIDS. So with the products of the iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 5, iPhone 5S, iPhone C, with no money down with carrier, you can receive a 55 iTunes gift card. The same promotion extends to purchase of the iPad 3 Mini.
That's the new one, the new iPad Mini, the Retina 2 or the iPad 3.
So it limits the deal, though, right? You can only buy so many of them.
Yeah, you only buy so many. It's only worth to like one per household. You can't have like all your cousins and family and sisters
Okay.
and
And
brothers.
how long is it good for, this deal?
The whole season, holiday
Well,
season, up until
actually, I
Christmas.
think they're giving two $50 gift cards per household if you buy 2 items. Huh?
Yes.
That's great.
And then also you get a $50 gift card with the iPads. And then a $100 gift card if you buy a Mac computer, which is good too, especially for college students and getting a new computer. And then if you buy an iPod or iPod Nano or Beats headphones or speakers, you get a $25 gift card. And all those gift card purchases goes towards helping AIDS awareness.
Very nice.
That's nice.
And by the way, Apple gives serious student discounts on computers, tablets, everything. Don't know about the
Okay.
phones.
I don't think the phones.
No, but the tablets.
Yeah.
Good report, Tyler.
yeah.
Well,
thank
I
you,
got one
Tyler.
that'll scare you. Russia. From Russia with Love.
What happened to mine?
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. No. We're going to do mine after. I thought we were going to have Adam now.
No, we're not. We have a few more minutes, actually. We have about 5 more
Actually,
minutes.
but we wanted to. Oh, okay.
What?
Okay.
No, say it.
No, I think it might be a good time to do it now.
Adam?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Adam Levin is an incredible guy. And Tyler, you need to get ready to bring him on. Adam founded Credit.com. He founded 911.com. What is the website? I don't have it in front of me. IdentityTheft911.com. And they shorten it because the name scared people. IDT, IdentityTheft911.com. This man knows more about credit. Oh, thank you very much. We're passing laptops. This man knows more about credit than anybody you will ever want to talk to. He actually was in government service in New Jersey from 1977 to 1982. He was the director of the New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs, and he ran through a lot of laws that protected consumers. A lot. He's a mogul. He's wealthy. He's handsome.
Oh, yeah.
He's married.
I saw pictures.
Yeah. And he's an all-around good guy. Now, we've got him in a pre-recorded interview. So we're going to play it, and we'll be here with you. You might want to pay attention. You're going to learn a lot. Let's bring Adam on board. Adam, welcome to the show. You're on the air with Jeff and Bonnie.
Thanks for having me.
Hello, Adam.
Hello, Bonnie.
You have no idea. Adam, we read your curriculum vitae. You're an amazing guy. You've done amazing things, and you are the go-to person when it comes to all things credit. But we talked about the hacking, the Jewish way of saying hacking.
The hacking, yeah.
Yeah. What is going on?
Well, it's gotten out of control, and everywhere you turn, you see a breach. As a matter of fact, breaches have become the third certainty in life now, behind death and taxes. And the problem is that when you think about the concept of prevention, it's almost as if we're way beyond prevention at this point. We're really now into the monitoring and damage control phase. And this is for everybody, for consumers, for business, for the U.S. government. I mean, you think about Target, you think about Home Depot, Neiman Marcus, Sally's Beauty Supply, the list goes on and on and on, community health services in the healthcare area. And then you think about the State Department, the White House, the Postal Service, and the National Oceanic Atmospheric Association, known as NOAA, and they're the guys who have the National Weather Service. So they're hacking into the National Weather Service, which is very dangerous because you're talking about aviation, shipping.
So that means the satellites, all the satellites.
Satellites, that is correct.
Oh, Bonnie, good point. They're hacking into the satellites. And aren't they hacking into our power grid, too?
Well, that's the concern, is that if they ever were to hack in successfully to the power grid, they could cause real chaos. One thing we've been seeing with the hack of J.P. Morgan, and you remember a while back they were hacking into every bank on a different day just so they could show that they could bring the site of the bank down. Imagine, in addition to the power grid, well, if you bring the power grid down, you pretty much bring everything down. But if they decide to be selective, if they brought the financial grid down, if they caused havoc with the stock market, they could do some very serious damage.
Adam, my concern is twofold. One, if those things happen, they can bring this country to its knees.
We'd be in pandemonium.
Is that
I believe
South
so.
America?
Listen, I've always had the Cybergeddon theory, which is that
Cybergeddon.
yeah, when you look at all of the different breaches that have occurred, and you see that a certain percentage of the people who have been part of breach databases actually suffer a compromise, it's becoming a more meaningful percentage. But in the beginning, it was just a few percent. And I would say to people, hey, where do you think all the names and Social Security numbers that they haven't used yet go? Do you really believe there's an identity fairy, that there's a magic trunk? No, somebody or some group of somebodies has this information. And the question is, will they one day unleash the equivalent of a denial of service attack on an economy and bring it down?
It could.
Yeah.
It really could.
That's scary.
So as consumers, what do Bonnie and I do? What is there anything we can do?
Well, what you have to do is you have to change the way you think about things. And you have to do, for sure, all the things that everyone's told you to do from the beginning of time, which is you shred, you put the right security on your smartphone, on your computer, that you limit the amount of information you provide to people you don't know, you don't carry Social Security cards, you don't carry your entire inventory of credit and debit cards. You can do all that. But the problem is if you're on the wrong database at the wrong moment and the wrong person gains unauthorized access, depending upon what data was on that database, and just last year alone, there are estimates it could be as many as 1 billion records that were hacked. If you're on the wrong database, you've got a problem. Now, if it's a credit card, easy. You make a phone call, they change your credit card number, done. If it's a debit card, a little bit more complicated because they can get into your bank account. However, once you start to go up the food chain, once you get to true name identity theft or medical or child identity theft or criminal identity theft or now synthetic identity theft where they create
What's
a
that?
bionic person, that's where, Bonnie, they would take your name and address and the Credit Panda Social Security number and my birth date, put it together and create a new person.
Wow.
And the trail of breadcrumbs would first lead back to Jeff's Social Security number, then to your name and address, because, for instance, in background checks, they tend to key those off of name match, not Social Security. So that's where the problems arise, and it's much more difficult because oftentimes you have no clue that there's been a compromise involving your data because it's so many disparate pieces of data. So What you need to do now is you go to the next phase, which is monitoring. And that means everything from going to annualcreditreport.com and getting a free copy of your 3 credit reports, coming to sites like credit.com where you can get free scores that are updated monthly and you see an overview of your credit. You check your bank and credit card accounts on a daily basis to make sure that every transaction you see is yours. You sign up for what's called transactional monitoring with your bank or credit union or your credit card company where they notify you of any activity in your accounts, and then you can decide if it's you or if it's not. You can also get much more sophisticated forms of monitoring. They're not cheap, but many of them are very effective, especially monitoring that has what they call instant alerts, which instead of saying, hey, Bonnie, a couple of days ago someone showed up at Walmart and opened an account in your name, it says, Bonnie, someone is standing at Walmart right now attempting to open an account in your name. Is it you? So that's a whole new feature that's been developed by LifeLock, by Experian, by TransUnion. I think Equifax has one on the way. So, different organizations have it. But then the third piece is critical, and that's damage control. And that's where you check with your insurance agent, your credit union, your bank, where you work, even the HR department, and ask them, is there a program there that can help you if you become a victim of some form of identity theft? And I think you'd be surprised to find that many of them have programs, and many of these programs are free.
Oh, my goodness. Well, doesn't LifeLock have something like that? I've heard their commercials.
No, they do, and they work through many organizations.
Are they good at them? Are they legit?
Well, they have their own insurance policy. They have the $1 million guarantee.
Is that for real?
No, it's for real. But, I mean, again, you have to understand what the terms really are, which is that in the event that something that they do fails to protect you and you become a victim, and it's a failure in their system, then they could cover you up to $1 million out of pocket. They will cover you for out-of-pocket expenses, but nobody's going to cover you for losses that you suffer.
Well,
and that's why it's so very
except for
important.
your credit card or whatever, they have up to a certain amount, don't they? They cover.
But a credit card, that's a whole different story. With a credit card, it's pretty much zero liability. With a debit card, the danger you run is if you don't notice that you're having a problem and you don't catch it for many days, the amount of your liability could increase. And ultimately, if you don't notify them within 60 days, your liability could be the entire amount of your account.
So in other words, daily monitoring now is you wake up, have your orange juice, you
So as long as they
exercise,
don't
monitor.
get into the
LifeLock?
LifeLock, whatever, and then we're okay, because then if they're checking on all your accounts for you, they have all your account information, and then
So in
if
other
they
words,
get
as
into
long as
them, we're in
LifeLock
trouble.
doesn't get hacked, then we're okay.
Right.
Well, what does that mean? Whether it's LifeLock or Experian or Equifax or TransUnion, I mean, you pray to God that none of them get hacked.
Oh, gosh.
Because I mean, they are a treasure trove.
Yeah, they're the troops in the trenches.
They are, and they've all got extremely stringent security protocols. So the important thing is that the ultimate guardian of the consumer is the consumer, which means that you really, as a consumer, have to be doing all the things you need to do, including you check your credit report, you make sure that everything you see on it is accurate. If something is inaccurate, you get it corrected. If it's accurate but negative, you figure out a compelling way to explain it. But a lot of people don't realize now that credit reports play a major role in whether or not you get a job. Not scores. They're not allowed to look at scores, but they do look at credit reports.
It would seem worth it to get that monthly report.
No, it's very important to do that. It's very important to have your accounts monitored. It's very important to have sophisticated credit and fraud monitoring programs. Got to have that. I mean, if you don't, you're just exposed. And at a moment in history where the last thing you can afford to do is be exposed. Now, there are some people that say, oh, come on, I don't want to look at my accounts on a daily basis. That's a pain. It takes too much time. Really? Think about how much time people spend on social networking sites a day, how much time they spend checking their email. They could invest a few minutes in their own protection. It's an investment in themselves.
Adam, think of the time it takes to get your identity back once it's lifted.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And if it's medical identity theft, it could take years.
Well, how do you keep track of that as far as the
Well, there's a few
medical?
things you can do. When you get an explanation of benefits statement
From the insurance company.
from the insurance company, read it. Make sure it's you. Because oftentimes medical identity theft, they will either steal your data for the purpose of getting services and products, medical products, in your name, or prescriptions, or they will find a way to steal your insurance. And then you have strange things like there was a story of a woman who walked into the office of a hospital administrator and threw both legs up on his desk and said, "Do I look like a double amputee to you?"
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
And we had a client once at Identity Theft 911, one of the consumer we were helping, a 72-year-old woman, and someone was committing Medicaid fraud involving her, and it turned out that in the same day, she supposedly had a sperm viability test
Oh my
and a pregnancy test. Now, that's pretty impressive for somebody 72. I mean, I said,
She's
I
a
need to know
hottie.
you.
That's funny.
So there are frauds everywhere. I mean, one of the real big problems facing this country is tax-related identity theft.
Yes, we've seen that. We've talked about that. That's really crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's a waste of money, a huge waste of money.
Well, it's becoming the crime of choice for organized crime because why would you want to do a drug deal in the middle of the night and risk having your guy shot when they could simply sit in a motel in their pajamas with their feet up, typing in names and social security numbers and providing information from fake W-2s to the Internal Revenue Service?
Yeah, and the Internal Robbery Service sends out checks.
Yeah, they don't
they
check
don't.
up on how they've got to have some
great
system.
stories.
Adam, Bonnie's got a good point. Don't they?
Why doesn't the government or the IRS have some system? What's going
To
on?
track
Well,
all
they have
that.
what's happened is that they were under congressional mandate to speed up refunds. The deal is if it's an e-filing, it's got to be within around 21 days.
Electronic filing, yeah.
Yeah. If, however, it's snail mail filing, right, just normal, put it in the mail, it's about 6 weeks. So their problem is that there are so many returns being filed that it's their responsibility to get it done as fast as possible.
Maybe we've
So
tried to speed it up too much.
Yeah, so they're basically paying first and asking questions later. And as a result, a lot of money's going out. Now, they've stopped something like $50 billion worth of fraudulent refunds. However, it is estimated over the next 5 years, even with enhanced filtering systems and the fact that they've added thousands and thousands of people to help with the process, it could cost the Treasury upwards of $21 billion.
It's a lot of
Oh,
money.
Stolen
wow.
by the bad guys.
Adam, tell us a little bit about your websites, and then we'll say thanks for the incredible information you always have.
Frightening, incredible,
Incredible and
information.
frightening. Yeah.
Well, I'm
the
sort
incredible,
of,
frightening Adam Levin. That's it.
I'm sort of the Woody Allen of cybersecurity. You know, I can ruin anyone's day. Credit.com has a wonderful and it's a fascinating site. I mean, it's really designed to answer answer all questions, but basically 4 themes, which is what is my credit score? How did I get there? And what can I do with it? And what can I do to make it better if I can't get all the things in life I'd like to get as a result of where my score is? And we have literally thousands upon thousands of articles on every subject that you could imagine in the credit area. And it's really designed to help people better understand where they are in the credit system. We are an educator, an advocate, and we match people with products and services that are appropriate to where they are so that you don't spend half your life applying for things you don't get and you get frustrated. And the whole purpose is engagement, empowerment, and education. And that's what Credit.com does.
And your other site.
Identity Theft 911, or now IDT 911, there is an enormous amount of information about identity theft. As a matter of fact, we've created a thought leadership publication called ThirdCertainty.com, which is based on the philosophy, as I mentioned earlier, that breaches have become the third certainty in life. And so any identity theft education or information that you'd like is on the site. IDT 911 is not a direct-to-consumer site. Credit.com is. IDT 911, we work with 600 institutions covering 18.5 million households, plus 770,000 businesses through cyber liability policies.
And they subscribe to your site? Is that how it works?
Well, no, actually, we are retained by institutions
Ah.
for the benefit of their customer. We have 6 silos: identity theft education, resolution, identity management, breach response, and forensics. We've done for our institutional clients over 2,700 breaches.
You're an amazing guy, Adam. I'm so glad you could join us.
No, it's a pleasure, as always. It's good to talk to you again, my friend, and hope we can talk again soon.
I think we will. Adam Levin of Credit.com. This is the real deal guy.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Good luck with your your son.
Oh,
How
your son's
beautiful.
Thank you. He's just delicious. And Rennie, who you and I used to talk about a lot, she is now University of Washington. She's on their volleyball team, which
Wow.
is 5-2, number 5 in the country, and I believe they're number 2 in the Pac-12 right now.
It's in the blood, kid.
Take care, Adam.
Be well.
Thanks, Adam. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, Adam testifies before the Congress and advises presidents. He's a very big deal.
Yes, and really nice. I
Yeah.
like Adam.
Yeah, Adam. He'll be out in Los Angeles. We'll have him in person one day.
Okay.
All right, Russia. The Information Commission's office in the UK, Britain, their privacy watchdog, has a warning about a Russian website that streams live footage from your webcam. You, me, yeah.
Okay.
The site accesses information by using thousands of cameras' default login credentials, which are
Okay.
available online. And people, because they're basically lazy, don't change the default. They just plug the camera in, set it up. So this site goes looking for cameras, and when it finds them, it runs through all these default passwords. And once they hook up, they're streaming views of offices, gymnasiums, pubs, shops, even the inside of a child's bedroom, a little baby in a crib.
that's scary.
That's frightening. About 500 of those feeds come from the United Kingdom. More than 5,000 of them come from America. So how do you protect yourself? First, change the damn password.
Yeah.
When you take it out of the box, change the default password. That is the biggest thing you can do. That's all you do, at least you got some protection. If you're not going to view something remotely, for example, you have your child sleeping in a bed, you want to see it from where you are at work, that's remote viewing.
Okay.
If you're not going to do that, make sure the device's settings are turning off that function completely, the remote viewing.
Or,
Make sure the camera can't do that.
or put a piece of electrical tape
Ah.
over it.
Our laptops have webcams right at the top.
Uh-huh.
You see a little circle?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and that thing can be activated if you haven't changed the password, so tape it.
Yep.
I think we should tape them right now. I didn't
Boy,
bring
or
any.
be really careful what you're wearing when you're working on your computer.
Yeah. And Bonnie, that's not just for laptops. That's for desktop computers because
and
people
iPads,
have those too.
it's got cameras on both
Yeah,
sides.
iPads, front and rear.
Scary.
They get you coming and going.
You bet they do. That's
Wow.
scary.
Very,
Does
very
somebody make
bad.
something like that Velcros on or something that so it doesn't damage the lens? They must make something.
No, the lens is actually recessed.
Oh, okay.
So what you do, Bonnie, is you put a piece of paper over it and cover the paper with tape so the tape never touches the lens.
Yeah, because I wonder about that because I'm using my iPad at all hours, and it's like
Well, we're basically where are we? Where are we on
well,
time,
do I
Tyler?
Have time for, do I have time for the
Yeah, just run it.
Okay, ball ironing.
What?
Ball ironing. It's the male laser lift to tighten the tackle. It's supposed to help guys look younger down there, and men are getting more and more into below the belt grooming. So when an Italian magazine asked George Clooney about plastic surgery, he joked, "I never fixed my eyes, but I spent more money to stretch the skin of my testicles, and I did not like the wrinkles. It's a new technique. Many people in Hollywood have done it. It's called ball ironing." That was the quote from him. So a beauty park in Santa Monica, it's a spa who's offering tighten the tackle procedure for $575, done by Nurse Jamie.
Oh, baby.
I know,
Oh,
it's
yeah. We know what? Let's invite her to the show.
We will. The scrotal beauty
Scrotal?
beauty procedure involves using lasers to remove hairs, erase wrinkles, and correct discoloration on the scrotum. So the Tighten the Tackle joins its long-standing female counterpart, the vagina facial.
Well, I think your relationship is in trouble when your significant other says, honey, your scrotum color doesn't quite match all the way around. You got to get that fixed. Really?
Yeah. Well, porn stars have been getting this stuff done for a long time. Especially the hair removal.
The vaginal? The vaginal facelift?
Well, I think that also tightens up that area in there, and that maybe it helps in some
Tightens
ways
the
after
playpen.
having a few
Yeah.
children or
Yeah.
whatever. It might help.
Yeah, that's we should see if we can get Nurse, what's her
That
name?
would be fun.
Nurse Jamie.
Jamie.
Oh, that would be fun. We're out of time.
Okay.
Email us with your questions, turnontotech@gmail or yahoo.com. And call us at 844-339-5333. Let me tell you, Where else are you going to hear about ball ironing?
Hey, it's high tech.
It's high what?
High tech.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next
low
time.
tech.
Low, very low. It's below the belt tech. Take care, everybody.
You're listening to Turn On to Tech with Jeff Levy and Bonnie Jane Bentley right here on LA Talk Radio.